Live coverage of Expo North as it happens.
This is Expo North Live.
It's crazy to think that an idea from a pub on a Saturday night can be turned into reality. But that's exactly what happened to my next two guests. I'm joined by Martyn and Ian, the directors for Marty Goes to Hollywood. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us at Expo North.
It's lovely to have you here.
Lovely to be here.
Yeah.
So how exactly does an idea from a conversation in the pub turn into a BAFTA award-winning film?
Oof.
How does that?
How long have you got?
What happened was, we just for once, because we've been at the pub and we have lots of ideas where nothing happens. That's kind of the norm. But for some reason, this time we just went, let's do this. Let's just actually see what happens.
When we woke up in the morning, we both phoned each other and said, do you remember that conversation we had last night? Let's make it happen.
But the guy who the idea was about, because Marty Docherty, he's Marty and Marty Goes to Hollywood, and he's an actor, and he was there and phoned him the next day and said, we're going to do that idea, and he was like, what idea? Because he was steaming, he'd been drinking for the whole day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we just decided it was a good idea and we were going to go for it. That was it, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what was the steps of getting the funding for the film?
Well, we tried a few different things. We tried a crowdfunding campaign. It didn't go too well. We only raised about 100 quid. We did lots of daft stuff to try and get money, and eventually we thought we're really going to need to make ourselves much more visible with this project. So we wrote a song on the banjo and the guitar, and we went out and played that song. We launched the project in a comedy club in Glasgow as part of one of the acts for the night, a stand-up club, and the audience weren't quite sure if it was a wind-up or not. And following that, we went on local radio stations, played the tune, begged people to give us some money. And we got a small amount of money, really for the travel and accommodation side of things.
And part of the film is about having no money. So that was like, it's like, here we are, we've got no money. That was the subject.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes of the film is about how do you raise money for a film. So we decided to make that part of what the film was about being skint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're on the runway at the airport. Ready to get on the plane to go to LA. You've done it. You've got your funds. You're on your way to the premiere, and Warner Brothers get in contact and say that they're pulling the plug on their support. What was that like? What was running through your heads at that moment?
Yippee!
Well, yeah.
To be honest, yippee, because we were like, because if they'd said you can come and it's all fine, there'd have been nothing to fight against, and it wouldn't have been as good a film. So we knew right away that when Warner Brothers were becoming like our, in a sense, enemy. You know, it was David and Goliath, because they were massive. They had a huge budget for their film and we had nothing.
And it became, instead of a fairly plain sailing story, it became four guys in kilts versus the machine of Warner Brothers, which immediately gave us a story. So
yeah. And what a fantastic film it is, and it's actually won a BAFTA. So how's that changed things for you?
Well, it immediately opened some doors. It made other people watch the film. It led, I suppose, to a BBC transmission, which was great because it meant that the whole of Scotland could see it, and it was an iPlayer for a long period of time. And subsequently, we've got a distribution deal where Amazon Prime have taken it and stuff as well, and a few festivals coming up. So it's not been easy. It's been a challenge all along because there's never been a budget for any of the film.
Yeah.
And the film has survived on goodwill from people gathering around the idea and believing in the film and the story itself.
So finally, what is the most important thing that you guys have taken from making this film?
Never take no for an answer. And we made a pact between us quite early in the project to say, look, we're not going to get all the funding in the world, but let's make a pact to make it happen and never accept no for an answer with this product.
And I think another thing is, if you've got an idea, act on it, do it, complete it, finish it. Because there's been other ideas we've both had in the life where we haven't done it, and you think, you don't get that idea back, it just disappears, it goes into time, it's gone. So if you've got ideas, do it. You know,
believe in them,
believe in it and do it, and stay true to it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for coming here today, and thank you for making such an amazing film.
Yeah, thanks for having us up in Inverness.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.